Okay, welcome everybody to August's Cosmic Akashic Journey, our group meditation. This week's theme is Cosmic Time. And we are journeying into the different illusions of time, different gifts of time, and different tools that will be given in the time shift today. We might even go beyond our Milky Way galaxy to understand where time originated and what really happened. What do we understand as time, and how was time even created on our planet? Who was responsible? So lots of energies are already stepping in, and with that, why such an esoteric concept, and how can it be used in our day-to-day life? Um, Everything that is not in its optimal experience of joy for us is somewhere in the variation of not being at the optimal time. That's why they say, right? It's all about the timing. So today is all about setting the timing. Everything that hasn't been aligned or anything that has felt like it is suboptimal, we will go and we're inviting the Akashic records to assist us with aligning ourselves to that timeline and to release the timelines and loops that no longer serve us, and also understand how this can affect us as a collective. Because when we do such deep work of going in the Akashic realms together and exploring deep concepts, we are unraveling conceptual threads and nodes of our collective field. And you're all healers. You know that this can shift so much of the collective energy as well. For the times to come, it's also important so that we are fully the present in the time of now. So let's start journeying. We'll just, I'll request you to close your eyes, really get into a very relaxed space. Allow yourself to take a few deep breaths. And as we tune in, I'm going to bring through the opening prayer. I am aligned and balanced with my divine I am, and all that is pure love, joy, and truth in the presence and awareness of now. My great mind, my great heart, my great being rises and flows within to meet my great soul in all its infinite perfection, in every moment, in every way, in every now. I dwell in the silence of my great I am, the pure potential that I am, of the divine and infinite vibration of source on earth of stars and stone. I am the divine blueprint of earth as source as heaven, and heaven as source as earth. So be it, so it is. May all creation be blessed. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we hold this space for only the highest vibrations of love and light to be in this space, and all objects in this space and all other energies leave now. Thank you. I'm calling in the highest levels of the divine that knows that love is the power and truth from which we journey. The highest level guides, angels, and loved ones of this collective, please be with us for this journey today. I'm starting to see archangels stepping in today. We're really working with the energy of the archangels and the ancient ones. I've never met them in this way before, so we'll know what that is. Just asking permission from the higher self of everybody. Thank you. The records are now open. We start by journeying and looking at what is happening in the collective crown or collective field, like we see for the individual field. I'm just checking it for the collective. And it's interesting because the theme today is cosmic time. Everything that is showing up is different stages of budding, blooming, shooting, and rooting of plants in a forest. Everything is happening at the same time, but for each is different time. But when we go back to the original rhythm, only if we want to, and only if it is necessary to see it in a sequence, we see it in one sequence. Otherwise, as is always given, the example of watching an old, 90s B-roll, where you just look at the film reel and you just keep going and you keep going, but all the rolls are in front of you. All the images are already in front of you. It's not like this. Yes, there may be an order within the reel, but they're all there at the same time. And they were really wanting to share with us, first of all, the inner deep knowing that this is the perfection of time. This moment, you in this version, and we in this collective are the perfection of time. So let's begin the story. Just looking at the colors in the field, I'm only seeing a lot of different shades of violet and indigo. Lots of violet and indigo. And the only variant within that is a little bit of a yellowish color. So as we begin to journey, we are being taken to the beginning of all time. At a time when there was no time. And there are some codes of birthing that are coming from this time. And these codes are, they say, not to be taken lightly, but to be taken with joy. These codes are aligning us to our original plan before we went into all our different distortions and deviations. No judgment there. No distortion or deviation is good or bad. That's how Source wanted to experience itself, through you, through me, through our collective co-creation. Before all of that, where were we? Ahana shukula inutuku ishana hiasha ula hia sakanaruku. Your soul recognizes this tune, Nahasu Lurunuku. Ha Hanasakuli Anatukuru no Kushiana Kuchukunu Kuru Kurukura. Many listening to this may be going through a lot of congestion of the mucous membrane. In other words, in our version, the flu or the cold. For you are the keeper of realigning ancient timelines. And if you're not feeling anything, even better. This cold and this congestion is just the old energies releasing. No judgment there. And as it is happening in the scale of the cosmos, it is also happening in the scale of your life experience right now. Any resistance that you may be feeling for a decision to be made, a certain thing, a certain definitive answer to be given, is causing this, because that is the resistance. Going back to this original time,
Yala nakusha ala nala unushuku, the ocean of everythingness. Ianashukuli atukura nashu unaka, this ocean of everythingness. Anashu ala anashukunuruku. It's a sacred realm of existence. We're right now in a realm of existence of our planet. Ahanashu unu kuruti anashukuluru kurashiana kuraka. And everything that has happened in the realm of existence of our planet is also the realm of all existence, or realm of everything, Inashu unu shukuro no kula anashu itukuro no kuraka. So this is where the planetary and off-planetary come together. Anashu I anashu, anashu I anashu, anashu I anashu. Planetary and off-planetary coming together. Alarana shukura natukuna nashuku. First of all, the separation of time on our planet and time off planet. Inushu unu kurunu kura kulanaka. In my other lives, in my other realities, things were so much better, things were so much faster, things were so much lighter. Why is it so dense here? Why is it so stressful here? Inushu unu lurunu kuruku. A beautiful infinity crosses between the cusp of interplanetary lifetimes. Inushu una kurunu kula ina kuruku, until all the loops come together and create a cosmic flower. Ianashu anakura nakula ina kuruku, releasing all illusion, for whatever is happening here is happening everywhere. Inushulurunuku tashi anashukurunuku. What is happening now is happening in every now, is happening in every when, if you will. What is happening in you at this moment is all there is. In all its possibilities. This, remember, is the original time. We are in the real room, where all times, all possibilities sit at once. Yala unushu unuku, unushu unuku, yashu itikanalara. So a lot of duality are coming and becoming one here. This and that, here and there, past and future. Them and us, la unushu kurunuku, and they're all becoming one, because everything can exist here. So in that sense, they are one as they are many. Anushuku, so many words and we don't expect you to understand them all. That is all okay. These are vibrational medicines that your soul understands perfectly. Our soul remembers perfectly. Ianashuku, a few more chords in this original time. Hayanasa, yanasa, yanasa, ya, ya, Many of you have already tuned in. This is the angelic realm, Nashuunukura Nakutushunuku, which understand well the multiplicity and the omnipresence of time. Yalana kuchuru no kutoshuni, omniscience of time. Yala ina rakurati shukuno shukuno shukuno. So when we dip into the original codes, it's like dipping into the pure crystalline waters, and the ultimate purification takes place. Inashu ala hanakuraka. Anashi ilana rakurutu guru no kuasha. So the story begins. When in the beginning there was no time, and within this no time there was everything all at once. In this everything all at once, there was an appreciation for all varieties, all shades, all stages, all sizes, all expressions. Anashu ulurunuku. The concept stage did not exist at that point just yet. Inushukulurunutaka, for everything existed as it was. Yishuna la unaka. And as everything existed as all it was, we first share with you the story of the earth, and then we go beyond to share the story of the cosmos. Because from here, the distortion began. Yanaluku. Distortion is not a bad word. Distortion is just a deviation from the original. Inoru kuruno. So that the original can find itself in the magnificent. Inushunala inasha. So, as you, the great I am, the great source, was finding its way, inashu anaku, yala ahi anakushi anakurunukurunuku, to find its unique voice and expression, nashu unukuruku, nahasha, nahasha, nahasha. Group of souls came together, nasha alana kuruku, to create the 23rd race, Inosho Uno Lorunoku Rakasha Yana Kuturu Kunuku, that would combine all the essence, all the medicine, all the DNA activations, all the temporal fields of all creation, of all humanoid lifetimes in our galaxy. Nashu Uno Rukuru Nakurashaya, so that we can unlock the codes of omniscience, Nushu Unurukurunu, through organic expression. Nushulurunu kurakuna shaya katuku kashu atukurunu kuraka. And in its organic expression, Yanala ina karanaka, through the power of gentle faith, through the power of gentle love, through the power of subtle emotions, subtle thoughtfulness, Nashu Nuruku, through slowing down and fully tasting each moment, Nashu Nurukurunuku, we were able to program humanity on our planet with the consciousness that can surpass all the previous errors, all the previous challenges, all other realities had experienced, previous versions of Earth had experienced, so that this version of Earth can come out victorious with human beings on it. And in this version, we walk with Mother Gaia, we walk with Mama Tierra, Pachamama, Bhumi, and we come together in combined awareness of co-creating a simply paradisical planet together. Nashu Unuruku. This is what many have said is the 5D Earth, which already always existed. It is our awareness in the time and space coinciding with the time and space of our experience of the planet coming together to co-create that one quantum field and activate it. There are many who are already in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th and infinite dimensions. Nala unushu kurunuku. But we in the conscious body alive here and now are doing this. Nashu unurukura nasha. So this requires us to release many concepts of time as had been programmed as temporal echoes from the genetics that we have received. We have come here to be the breaker of loops, the breaker of codes, so that we can live timelessly in each moment. Yes, we have taken these bodies on rent to have these experiences here for some time, and yet in these moments this experience is complete. This experience doesn't need anything else for it to be complete. And so, in simple words, the story of the earth and time on the earth is all about bringing in humanity, bringing in the best combination of temporal and genetic forces in physicality, manifested as you, manifested as this collective, bringing together a story that weaves a beautiful tapestry that shows the sequence of time, builds the illusion of time, and yet dismantles the old illusions of old time. Some version of time will always exist as long as we are in our physical realities. So 3D is not bad. Nashu unurukula ina tokuna shanakuraka. So when we talk about earth, there is a prayer that is going out to all the places where time is experienced in different ways. There are places on our planet where time is passing very slowly and stressfully. Nashu unurukuranoko. A prayer goes out from the original origin of time. Hayana haya sayala haya 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 ha. Ya ya ya. These are old echoes of war, disconnection, pain, suffering. All these echoes of temporal time, temporal realities are now coming forth to be transmuted and go back where they can sing well. Just like there's a metronome that is just starting at the wrong time, so the whole metronome is clashing with the rest of the song. And imagine if there are a couple of these that are going in this collective music. So it's time, no pun intended actually, to bring all of that in harmony. For harmony is all the times coming and singing together, all the frequencies arranging themselves in a beautiful dance. Nashu unurukurunoko. So all the places where there is an illusion of time within the planet and within your life, within your personal expression of the greatness of the great soul, Nashu nurukura nashu utakonarukunaka, to bring in comfort, love, gentleness, compassion. Haya nashu aranukura nashu tukunuruku, to all these experiences. Hanushu narakuranaka. As we had mentioned, the archangels are here. The energy of archangels is eternal. Nashu narukurunukuraka. So they are stepping in here. They are addressing these things as though all these time stamps are different parts in the map of your body. Nashu lukurunuku. For time and space exist together. No time would exist without space. Nushula unuruku. And no space would exist without time. Nashu ala nakuraka. The way they show us now, space exists because Nushula rana kuruku. All possibilities start to come together and roll like a carpet that creates space. Nushu nuruku. No space is a space without time. It's not the same without time. Nushula anukuru nukusha inatuku. At least in our realms and reality. Hyanashu unurukuranaka. So going back to those aspects of your soul where time is going slowly. Many things are coming up. Many things are moving. Many experiences feel like forever. It is okay. Nashula hina tukunu shukunu kuaya. Yahashu ahashu. Yahashu ahashu. Yahashu ahashu. Now we go to the places on our planet where time is moving very quickly, and it's moving so quickly that there's not enough to taste it. So going into the busyness of life, where we are ruled by our calendars, where everything happens because then something else will need to happen, and everything is stacked like a house of cards. One falls, everything falls. Not for one, for all. Ahatushu, ahatushu, ahatushu. So it is a very good tool, these calendars, and yet the illusion that our freedom is dependent on how well these are arranged. We bring you this very, very simple and very innately known aspect of yourself. great soul, Inoshu Unurukuranaka, that you are eternal and your joy, your presence is eternal. Presence is beyond time. Inoshu Kunurukuranasha. So whatever you've been spending your time on is just needing your presence. Nashu ulu nukuru nukutasha. Ianasha. Ianasha. So when you just show up, it happens. Lahanashu unuku. All time emerges and everything gets done. Inushu unaka la anasha. Yahasha yaka. Yahasha yaka. Yahasha yaka. So there is some medicine here for the times when we feel it's going slowly and the times when we feel it's too rushed, so that it can come back in a balance. And it looks like for this collective, that expression is happening in the third eye. Almost like the third eye is creating the expression of time. And for all of us, the expression of time, so that we can map it together to create this holographic experience of life here. Inasha anuku, inasha anuku, inasha anuku. And it also looks like our planet is the third eye of a bigger being. Inashukula kurutunukusha. Also projecting this expression of physical time and space here in this era. Inashu unuku. And eras after eras, eons after eons. Nashu utukuru nukura. So as your third eyes are really activating and balancing, the third eye of our planet is also activating and balancing. For you are she and she is you. We now move to an ancient story of where time began. So this was on our planet, and certain messages that needed to come through. Now we're going beyond in another galaxy. So we are moving beyond Milky Way galaxy, through the center, through the Antares Stargate. We are moving out, and as we float, so many galaxies, billions of galaxies in our universe, and then yet there is just this particular one that we are being drawn to. Onushu Onukoroku. You may wonder, oh my god, how are we in another galaxy right now? Because you are everywhere all at once. Nahashu Anakula. Nahashu Anakula. Am I protected? Am I safe? Yes, you are. Because you are one with everything. You are the very fabric of all these creations. So as we go into this universe, within this universe, we go into this space, when we go into this particular galaxy, this is the galaxy that looks like the machine that is creating a textile from the expansions and contractions of the particles of the cosmos, etheric to solid, gaseous to liquid. Like, it's just spinning, all these different versions, they're just spinning. And when they spin so fast, when they spin with so much might, they become an infinite aspect of neutrino. Just as our Milky Way galaxy, as is believed from the Big Bang Theory, came out, which is still a theory, the original expressions and separated particles of the great source travel at infinite speed. And because they travel at infinite speed, they are traveling everywhere all across. And because they're traveling everywhere all across in infinite speed, they become the foundational particles of all that we know as creation. Some of these are free radical pieces too. So the same way, I know we're going very metaphysical, very astrophysical today, or particle physics today. because our humanity has come the closest to understanding time in modern times through these sciences. Many scientists got very close to understanding this concept. So here we explain the story. So in this particular galaxy, let's call it for now the temporal galaxy, where time was created. When this expression was forming, it started to create this tapestry of space and time through the expression and collusion of particles. And through these huge collusions, more galaxies were being formed. More things as itself were being formed. And as more things as itself, that is, more galaxies were being formed, many, like the Andromeda galaxy, many other galaxies and the Milky Way galaxies were created. Depending on how dense and how subtle, it was arranged in a sort of chronological order. The ones that were subtler, they became earlier. The denser became later. And the ones where absolute physical density could be possible, and physical expressions and realities were very active, where consciousness could be active in physical realities, they became even more later in the timeline. So they started to arrange and organize these, but they also were not separating one thread from another. They were weaving them like a sacred weave. And within this space, it's kind of like the black hole, but a cosmic black hole, because it's a black hole that connects all creations, all life. It's connecting all the great central suns of all the galaxies. And all the great central suns are connected to all the stars. And all the stars are connected to all the planets. Everything has a heartbeat, everything has a soul. And all these souls are connected back to that moment when this time fabric was created. In our expression, the recent cycle was through this galaxy, the Temporal Galaxy. But there are other expressions, other corresponding expressions in the multi-dimensional realities where this has occurred too. So we just explained to you the story of how time and space are created through the collusion of many thoughts of creation. Denser thoughts, denser realities, lighter thoughts, lighter realities, and lighter thoughts before, denser thoughts later. But then when things started to get more complex in certain realities, different weaves and combinations started. And that's why now we call the ancient ones. So this was really abstract, and yet in this abstraction there is a deep inner knowing that this is aligning and this is somehow making sense to all the chaos, because the chaos was meant to be a weave, not meant to be straight lines and angles. It was meant to bend over, it was meant to interlock, it was meant to come together in a knitted form, but in a magnificent knitted form. And when these started to knit with each other, when these started to form and bounce with each other, different multidimensional geometries were formed. These multidimensional geometries started creating even more complex geometries by bouncing through with each other in these weaves. And this is where the sacred geometry was created. The Vesica Pisces was created. The flower of life, the seed of life, the tree of life was created. The different geometric platonic solids were created. And through those geometries, archangels were created. Archangels split themselves into oversoul groups, and oversoul groups split themselves into soul families. Those further split themselves into individuations, and these individuations further split themselves into different timelines, so that they can experience all that is through these expressions of timelines. Now, timelines are different from lifetimes in one way. Timelines are each present moment having its multidimensional infinite expressions, which is why we say everything is possible. Inashikulanako, for all possibilities always sit in the sacred ethers, the fabric of creation, the weaves around you, the sacred geometry within you. And that's why when you shift one part of your geometry, something else shifts, and it just creates a ripple in the whole cosmos. It's a ripple in the whole cosmos because we are all a part of that weave. We are all interconnected to each other. So a lot is shifting in the minds through this. A lot of weaves are settling. So the different timelines. Many of you may be seeing the different timelines occurring in front of you. Many of you are seeing the timelines that you fear, or the timelines that you want to manifest. All of these possibilities are sitting here as you sit right in the center. Each place where you look, that timeline comes alive and becomes your next step. And then you look somewhere else and that becomes alive and that becomes your next step, and so on. This is how in every fraction of a second, in every moment to moment quantum energy, you are shifting timelines and creating realities. This is the only way we can explain this to you at this moment. And therefore, there are some timelines that have troubled you, that have brought you here. Yes, you have come here with the completion that yes, I appreciate all that has brought me here, but I wish it never happened. Or, I never want to do it again. So I wish it never happened. That part surprisingly is possible, because in this present moment you're sitting with a cosmic primer and a cosmic paint. You're able to erase everything by putting a primer on it, or dissolving the paint, drying it, and then repainting it. And therefore, many looping timelines are stepping forward. And we're now talking very, very dimensional. Within this time and space where you are, the loops that have been coming to you, some of these are not yours. These are echoes. These are echoes of a previous time you did it and what you felt. And that's why it's coming back now. But they are not from this moment. So we're bringing through some songs and tunes to clean and clear the echoes, to make it soundproof, make it sound. Anashu ula hina shukurarukuru no ishayaraku ahala anakara tishana kura asina kula anashu. Beautiful golden energy ahiana shukunuku is all around in this collective. Yana shukuluru turunukuraka, and beautiful mini wires and strings are really unlocking, untangling. Ina shuunukurunusha ina takolonukurunukuraka ahasha ana la ana hasha anaka. They're bringing in a cosmic fire. This is that beautiful violet flame that we were seeing. It was the violet indigo flame with a little bit of yellow, that energy. This beautiful flame that is the eternal component of existence that comes between cycles of time. It's like the goalpost. The goalpost is always this violet energy. So it's from the beginning to the end. And so this violet energy is clearing away from your field and from the collective field, your individual containers and the collective field, collective containers Ahana shu'ulurunuku rahyashrukunukuruku. All the sludge of the timelines you already left behind, but they still sit and echo, and they still sit and sing a song in your field. And that's why there is a fear, there is anxiety that it might happen again. Or there are certain things you avoid doing and certain things you prefer doing, not because that's your soul's calling, but because you want to avoid the echoes. So clearing the echoes so that you can release these extra programmings that you have had to do to live this life this way. Anushu unu kurunuku. You were meant to be free, and you deserve to be free because your soul wants you to be free. Ahana shukunaka inaka. I hope we are resuming it right. Hinalukunaku tushinakunaka. I can see a lots of opening in the voice for the collective. Halahana shukunu. So almost like a lot of things related to the voice have happened where the echoes stand. And of course this is the seat of sound for in our physical temples. So no wonder the frequencies and the sludge sits here. Anala ana shukunu kuru kunu kuru kushaya. As the sludge is clearing with this beautiful violet flame. Naha shu'unu kurunuku. It is now also calling in anything else that wants to come through. All the timelines of regret. Ina shu'unu kurunuku. All the timelines that have brought fear, shame, blame, anger, depression. I'm hearing depression. This I know this energy is strong, but the name had come up, so I'm just sharing it. Ahana shu'utu kurunuku. It's all ready to be cleared now. Allah inu kurunuku shayana kulahana shukunu kuruku. I'm hearing grieving. Nahunu shu'unu kurunuku. Grieving people, because in our reality, there are times when you could be with the person and there are times when you couldn't, because of how life is arranged. And yet in the eternity of time in this realm, all is one. So you are one with the moments where you were with this person or these people and they were with you. Anulu nukuraka. And that in that eternal realm, you are always connected in that love. Yanashu unukurunuku shayahanashuka. Great soul. The separation was only to teach Nashunukurunuku lakanaka, strengthen and remind you, Lu unurukurunuku, and activate you for all that you came here to do. Nushunukurukula inaka, for if you stayed too comfortable in that, Nashu unukuruku, you wouldn't have come out and shared your gifts with the world. Yana kurunuku, you wouldn't have shared and expressed what you desire with the world. Yanashu unu kurunuku shayena kuraka. Na ala kunu kuruku. So anyone in the circle, anyone listening to this who's going through separation energy and echoes of separation, this is a healing and clearing of that. Aha nashu unu kuruna tukuna shaana lakuna kashu ai takulanaka. Inasha, inasha, inasha. Now we go to the looping experiences. Time after time, the same experiences occur. And for many of you in this circle, for many of us in this circle, experiences are occurring in the pattern of 4. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. So what do they mean by that? 4 generations, you come back to living a very similar life expression as people 4 generations before you. Nushunu kuruku, and they 3 generations before, they 4 generations before. So there is a cycle here, and these are chains. This is a design 4, 3, 4, 3, and this is a chain. Naana shukunu kurunuku. So all those chains are coming in and becoming activated to melt and become the violet flame again. Ina shukunuku. Okay, not all. The ones that you are ready to change, the ones that you are ready to release. Nashu unuku. These chains are the belief systems that have kept you small, that have kept you to feel invisible, unheard, unseen. Inushunukurunuku. And great soul, you know that it has always been your time. Inuluna kurunuku shiyanatuka hashayaka. It has always been your time. So just releasing those now. Here, I'm feeling a lot of heat releasing from the group energy. Nashu uno kurunoko. And the last part is coming and calling in the timelines that are of our highest vibration, highest alignment. Na unu kuruno kuraka. Inashukuno. What will be, is be. Yanashukuno kuraya. And grammar works very differently in the sixth dimension and beyond. Inulunuku, where there are no tenses. Inusha unuku runuku shianala anaka, ianasha anaka, where chaos, ianala inaka, is in the expression of creation. Ala yanaka, yashayanaka. And so what will be, Nashunuku, is the divine will. Nashu ahasha, alanaka. And you can trust this divine will. It is not here to teach you a painful lesson anymore. You have already worked so hard, come so far, to now know that suffering was never meant to be. It was never meant to be the only teacher. Nashu unu kurana, alahanasha. Time is the healer. Nashu anakura. Time is the greatest teacher. Alahanaka. And it is with love. Inushu unu rukunaka. And just as we think we have no time, Nashu lunukuruku, the illusion is going away. Anushanaka. And the sacred patience is stepping in. Nala inukuru. Or in your words, sacred surrender is stepping in, and that you can trust the cosmos. La anashu unukuru. You can trust when you surrender. Yala nashayanaka. Can you feel the love we have for you? Nashu unuruku. Archangel Metatron is weaving this truth. O nashu unaka. O nashu unukulayana. Yanashaya, Yanashaya, Yawaya. So, generally, Archangel Metatron is seen as a masculine energy, right? I'm seeing them as her. And she's helping you connect with the river of time. As you flow with this time, you sit with her in her Markaba, in your Markaba, which is your sacred chariot, your own sacred geometry that you walk with and carry with anywhere you go. Alana Shu Anana. And she is activating this for you now. Some of these aspects are demanding a deep healing of your inner child. Anashu unukura, nashu kunukura. For those are some of the loops that have been going on repeat, and that they are stopping you from moving ahead, moving into those timelines where you just want to flow. So she is assisting you now. She, he, they, Archangel Metatron is assisting. Ala Anashu Anasha. Anasha Anaka. The master of time. Nala Unukurunuku. Alahi Anashu Nukurunuku. Allowing, untangling and melting away, transmuting everything into this violet and golden light. Inashu Unukurunuku. So that now you may trust again. Nashayanaka. In the divine timing. La Hanashunuku. For we tell you now, divine timing is presence, is pause, is space, and is you. Yalanu Kurunuku. For what a wonder you are of creation. So that's from where time was created. That was our story. And we bring you the medicine of these stories, codes and tunes, so that you may step into your golden timeline, your highest attunement of remembrance. If you want to play a bit, that is okay too. Can be higher, is fine. If you don't want to go to the highest, Layana Kurana Kosha. For what is the hurry? Alanaka. Eventually we will all come back to remembrance anyway. Nashunuku. Why don't you stay a while? Nashanaka. Just in this moment. Aha nala. Aha nala. Ya naranuku. And as you stay in this moment, Yalana Kurukunaka, everything is coming back in its original design, as it was meant to bring you joy, always. As it was meant to bring you original, effortless trust, always. Why don't you stay for a moment? Anasha, Anasha, Alana Karanaka, Anasha. And the abundance of time, the illusion of lack of time and the abundance of time. We want to talk about it as the last gift of tonight. Nashukunuruku. Yinala Hanasha Kanaka. Yahasha. Yahasha. When no moment is lived with presence, there is a lack of time. That's the expression that is spoken of in your world. Nasha Nakura. And when every moment is experienced with presence, Nashu Nukura Naka. Ya Nala Hanashu. Your first big trip, Nalu Naka Ranashaka. That big life-changing moment. Naha Nashunu Kurunuku. Everything you remember in so much detail. Ya Narunukuru. For you lived it with presence. And we say this now. When you live with your presence, Nashayana Kurunukuraka, you're sending a harmonious rhythm. You're sending a song from your soul that is flowing with the river of time. Nashayanaka. And is easing the stress on experiencing it in a certain way. For then it comes to you in the most beautiful way. And with that, optimal health, optimal abundance, expression of timeless beauty, inside out, outside in all levels of life experience, from your physical body to all your expressions in relationships, connections, and back. Everything is going through a deep integration. And we ask you to breathe. And as you deeply experience the presence of this moment, we ask you to return to the awareness of your physical body. We ask you to bring the awareness to your toes, to your fingers. And if you feel guided, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, rub your hands, cup your eyes. And slowly come back into this space. We'll see you in the next one.